Hi everyone, it's Brigitte, and I'm here to just show you how to do a little bit of pencil coloring. I'm just gonna refresh my thing so I can see you and I can see your comments. So basically I did those 2 cards at the release. So this is here comes the Sun stem set that you can see here. So I think they're awesome. I love those little girls. Hi Anna. So I did 2 of those cards, and I use foil for the raindrops. So this one I used like the positive. Basically the stencil looks like this. So and I have cat hair everywhere, I'm so sorry. Hi Danielle. So I've used this, it's a Deco Foil Transfer Gel. The duo, it just means that you can use it with heat or without it. So I just smeared like the paste through the stencil, and when it was dry, you have to let it dry for about an hour. I just do it the day before and then I do it the next morning, so I know for sure it's dry properly. And then you put the foil, you either put it through your die cutting machine or you put it through a laminator. It does like the exact same result. But since I hate wasting anything, what I do is I take the negative part. So after I did this one, what you have is a bunch of holes, and you have like that gorgeous foil, like the rainbow one. Hi Delphine. So what I do is I just smear like the same gel all over like a piece of cardstock, and then once it's dry I do the same process. Hi Janan, I'm not too sure how to pronounce it, sorry. So I just put it all over, and because it stays sticky where the raindrops is, I just add a bunch of stickles, so it just gets the extra sparkle anyway. So that was used with basically the transfer gel and foil. That one, the foil is actually rainbow. What I want to show you is how to do it without the foil, because we don't all have like everything. I assume that most people have ink and some of the stencils, so obviously I did the stencil, and that's 2 I did. So I did one like rainbow colors and the other one all in blues, because I'm gonna color the little girl blue. So I'll just show you the 2 method. It's really simple, honestly. Just gonna try to zoom in. I had problem with it, so I hope I can do it. And for some reason I have huge issues like today. And sorry, I'm gonna have to move you. Hi Rona. Hi Carol. And yeah, for some reason I really can't zoom in or anything, so right now you're seeing me holding my phone. Oh, here we go. I'm very, very sorry about that, everybody. Not working so great. I think, Irona, I think I'm gonna have like, you're gonna be like seasick or something by the time I'm done. Oh gosh. It's working like 1 time out of like 20 or something. Okay, let's leave it at that. So very, very sorry. So what we're gonna start, I just like, it's just a normal piece of cardstock that's Hammermill 80 pounds, I think. So what I do, I'm on my make art station, just gonna put basically the cat hair stencil. I have cat hair everywhere. Actually, my cat is right off camera. He's supervising everything right now. So I'm just gonna put it on all 4 corners. And I'm gonna start with the the rainbow one. So what we want to do is something that looks like that. So I start with a ruby red and just put whoops, just swirl it a little bit. And I always go off like the paper I start, because most of the time it's super harsh like on the brush when you just start. And I'm gonna do it like in lines, so I have like a nice like different color. And I just go like that. I want it to be darker at the top and then blend in the other color, like the next color, so I don't do it so heavy at the like where I want it to stop. So, and in between, I wash my stencil. I basically wipe it. It's just a cloth I have. So like that, the next brush, because I have brush for every, not for every color, but every color family. Like I have one for reds, one for oranges, one for yellow, and I don't want them to pick up the other colors. So I just, oh, okay, Danielle, so you figure out one way. That's good. So that was ruby red. Now I'm doing the same thing. That's pumpkin patch. And I finally got my P-touch, so now I can like label everything. It's awesome. So I'm starting in the red to make the transition. Hey, Sabrina. After that, it's going to be the same thing. So clean the stencil. And I'm picking up Yummy Yellow. Hey, hey. So Yummy Yellow. Let's clean this again. Like I mentioned, I will clean it in between each color. And I think I'm moving about everything on my table. So I'm going to Goblin Green. Love the name of that ink. It's hilarious. And I think it's a great, like, really true green for like rainbows and stuff like that. I think it's awesome. So Goblin Green. After that, I'm going with turquoise, so Mermaid Melody. Can I erase this? So if you want your rainbow effect to be like really regular, you can actually mark it like for each colors. Obviously I didn't do that, so I'm gonna scrunch the two last color, but it's still gonna be nice. So next color is Stormy Sky. Yeah, I know, it was a Halloween release, the Goblin Green. I just think it's hilarious. And the last color, I'm going to use Gorgeous Grape, the one that was just released. It's such a nice purple, and it fits perfectly, like it blends really nicely with the dark blue, like the navy. And the reveal, ta-da! So you have a nice like rainbow, and you don't need foil or gel or anything like that, and it doesn't take that much time. So what I'm gonna do is I actually gonna clean it up again. It's easier to clean up when it's still wet a bit also. So what I'm gonna do is on the other side, I'm gonna do the same thing, but with just different blues like I showed you. So once again, just put the magnet there, the 4 corners. And for this one, I'm using those 3 blues. So I'm gonna use Bubbly Blue, Sparkling Sapphire, which is the color of the month, so it's in special all month. Yeah, I love, actually Sabrina, we're the same, we're both fans of purple and not so much of red. So, and the darkest one's gonna be Magical Midnight. So that's one has a kind of like a grayish tinge to it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the Bubbly Blue at the top. So and because it's like it is a fairly light color, you have to make sure that your stencil is clean, otherwise it's gonna pick all the other colors. So after that, I'm gonna use the Sparkling Sapphire. And I didn't clean it because I'm going from light to dark, so it's not so bad. And then I'm gonna use Magical Midnight, and the same thing, it's okay because it's darker. But I'm gonna repeat, so I'm gonna have to clean it this time. So a little cleanup. There we go. So Bubbly Blue again. And I'm just gonna put some more at the top because I didn't like the effect I gave it, so you can always go back, right? Now Sparkling Sapphire. And we're gonna finish with the Magical Midnight once again. And I like using the brush for that because it does blend a little bit, like it's a little bit smoother, and it's not so dark right away. You have to put like many coats to get it darker. With the foam, it just seems to go dark really quickly. Salut Patricia, my sister-in-law is there, so. And after cleaning up my stencil, and it's going to be ready for next time, the reveal, and then another kind of Hi Elizabeth, another kind of stencil. Like this side, it's all blues, and on the other side is the rainbow, so I can pick which one we want after. J'ai fait avec des stencils, le stencil avec les gouttes. J'ai réussi à faire comme des arcs-en-ciel avec de l'encre que j'ai passé à travers. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna move some stuff out of the way. And I already stamped the images. Hi Karen. Oui, je vois chaque personne que je connais qui vient en ligne. So I stamped the little girl. I used the one with the raincoat. Yeah, the stencil are awesome. With the raincoat, because I put like I did the drops, so I wanted it to fit. And I like when I try to do like no line coloring with people, I use Pretty in Pink. I just think it fits with them. Like the skin is kind of like pinkish tone. And if it's nature, I use totally taupe, so it disappears in it. So that's what I do. Fait que quand je fais des étampes avec l'effet pas de ligne, j'étampe en rose pâle pour les personnes, puis en brun très pâle, en beige, là, pour qu'on ne voie pas les lignes. Bye bye. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the little girl. And that was French, by the way. So, and right now, like, it's really distracting because I have my cat that's sitting on about everything. At least, like, usually he sits here. So at least right now he's like being a tiny little bit subtle compared to usually. And we didn't hear him yet, so that's pretty good. So I'm gonna start with her. We have 45 minutes less, more or less. So the colors I use usually are burnt ochre for the skin, a peach, light peach, eggshell, and a little bit of white. And for the cheeks, I like to use a blush pink. So what I'm gonna try to do once again is zoom a little bit more and see if I can do that without making you sick. And no, it doesn't. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to remove it from my stand once again. And I think that should be fine. And here we go. Okay, that should be good. And sorry for all the movement here. Technical difficulty that like 5 minutes before the live, I don't have time to fix. Yeah, it's Sabrina. Party Peach worked perfect also. For some reason, like I used to use Party Peach, and then I switched to Pretty in Pink, and now I'm like, I kind of forgot about it. But yeah, Party Peach works really great. I sometimes have problem with my eyes. I don't see so great. So Pretty in Pink seems to be a little bit darker, so it's easier to see. One thing I want to do first is I'm going to take a multi-liner. This one is like 0.1. And I don't want to lose her eyes. So what I'm going to do is actually going to go over the lines of her eyes in black. And I know like that it won't disappear on me ever. And I'm usually not very good at following lines. The good thing with the no line is like that it doesn't really matter. They kind of disappear. So I can fix it later. So I start with the darkest color, so burnt ochre. And I'm just gonna go where it would be the darkest. First of all, like I'm gonna do her eyebrows that color so I don't lose them. And with the no line coloring, what's awesome is that even if you go like beside the lines or whatever, it doesn't matter because nobody's gonna know. So our little button nose, what I do is I kind of like draw a line, like a line from her eyebrows. And it's gonna make it look a little bit like the bridge of her nose, just like that. And then where it's darker, so obviously around her head where her hair is, it's going to be darker. And this part here is actually her raincoat, like her cap from her raincoat. So you don't want to color its skin tone. And yeah, my cat is right in front of your comments. Oh my gosh. Okay, and I'm gonna color like her little hand. So with pencil, sometimes it's easier because you can sharpen it really well, and you can go like in between all our little fingers and stuff. So where the sleeve ends, obviously it's gonna be darker because it's gonna hide her tiny little fingers. And because I did stamp like kind of dark, we can still see like even if I color over it, so it's not too bad. So right now, just a little like, she's barefoot in her boots. So I'm gonna go to the second color, which is Peach. Hi Kim. And I'm gonna go basically a little bit, I'm gonna go over the color and then just a little bit further. So I'm trying not to hide what I'm doing, but I don't think I'm managing that really well. So my little hand, once again, just extending the color a bit. Now with the pencil, I always give like 2 coats. The first one is really light, and you always go over the previous color. Oh, I know there's a lot going on, Kim. Next color is light peach. Oops, I'm totally off camera here. Light peach. And again, going over the colors before. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention, the 2 cards I show you at the beginning, one was colored with Copic and the other one was colored with colored pencil. I just something, when I do the cheeks, if I do it with Copic, I do it at the end. I add the color, but for the pencil color, because I don't want like harsh, big clown like round, what I usually do is I put it really light before, so like that when I add other colors, it blends with it. That's how I do it. I'm not too sure if it's right or not, but that's what I like, so that's what I do. So I can go over it. And again, her little hand, and it's so little, right? There's not much to do here. Her fingers, and the lightest color is eggshell. Has a little bit of a yellow tinge. If we were in Copics, it would be the equivalent of E21 almost. So again, we're going over the other colors. And little hand, legs, and arm. So what I'm gonna do is, and I left some room for putting a little bit of white for highlights. Yeah, really. So I'm gonna start like basically do it all over again. So that's my burnt ochre once again. So around her face, and you don't want to put like a really harsh line. You don't want to like press super hard, because you won't be able to blend it out. Obviously, I put it like really hard line on her nose because I don't want it to disappear, and on her eyebrows, but that line is just like faint. It's not like very dark. So and I'll just twist that a bit. And if you can hear a little noise, I don't know what's going on with my cat, but he's like, he has to be around all the time. Okay, so next color, peach. And what we try to achieve with the second coat is to get rid of all the little like white spot in the paper. And the paper I use for this is actually colored pencil. I think it's Strathmore. I buy it at Michael in the special paper. But there's lots of other stuff. And again, her hand. Miss Kim, she put the link to that stamp set. She's like the cutest thing ever. After that, we're gonna go with light peach. Once again, going over the colors. Just extending the color. And I have a brush like for pencil, don't swipe with your hand, because what's going to happen is that you're gonna make like big streaks and then it's gonna be almost impossible to remove. I've done that before. Then eggshell, that's the lightest one. Like I decided like I was going to give her auburn hair, but it could be like any color really. Obviously like the same with everything. And I'm gonna finish with a little bit of white, so her button nose, like the top is gonna be white. I'm gonna try to blend it with the rest of the colors. And a little bit of her cheek here is going to be higher, like her cheekbones. So it's going to be lighter, and the lightest color we have is white. And I forgot to finish her hand with the eggshell and her feet. So now she looks really funny because her eyes are really, really bright, but there's no color. First of all, I'm gonna put white back in there. Sometimes it seems to disappear a bit. And I'm gonna give her blue eyes, so I'm just picking up a periwinkle. Oops. And with cloud blue. Just gonna have blue eyes. And I kind of put blue in the white of her eyes, but I can always fix that later. And I'm gonna fix her eyes too, because she looks like really funny eyes. We'll go. So her skin is done. So what we're gonna do is just her mouth. Just moving my pencils around here. So I'm gonna start with crimson red, just around the like over the line, and in the corner it's gonna be darker a bit. The scarlet red is the next color, and carmine red. And I'm gonna put some white on top of it so it's not so dark. I don't want it to look like she has like lipstick, just that she has an open mouth. Like that. And that's burnt ochre. That. And a lot of time, like, I like to put like a white dot in her pupil, so it gives like a little bit of a focus here, and right away it makes the eye look more natural. So what we're gonna do after, we're gonna do her hair. So like I said, I give her auburn hair, or I will anyway. So I'm gonna start, it's a terracotta. So what I do, like that's the part of her hair. So under her cap's gonna be darker, so right away I'm gonna just put a line, but not an arch line. You want it like somewhat thick. Same thing on the other side. Oh, and I'm way off camera. And what I want to do is, it's going to be darker at her part, and at the bottom, the part where it's really round, it's going to be lighter. So what I'm going to do is, like, I do fine line, and it's easier with a really sharp, like sharpened pencil. And you don't want them all the same length because it won't look natural. And you do the same thing but on the other way, like from the bottom. You can actually like twist your paper and do it like this if it's easier. Right now I think I already gave you like enough seasickness that I'm gonna try not to move my paper too much. So, and you want to follow the curvature of her hair, the shape of her hair. So what I'm gonna do now is pumpkin orange I'm gonna use. So I go over the line and extend it just a little bit. And same thing from the bottom. And on the other side also. After that, it's a mineral orange. So same, go over. And from the bottom up. And now we're starting to see her hair. A redhead. And I finished with, it's a sand. If you don't have those exact color, it's okay too. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't think like one tinge of orange or yellow will change like much the result, basically. So I'm gonna start again with the darkest, which is terracotta. And on the second pass also, you can correct if you want it a bit darker, you can go ahead. I always try to go on the lighter side because it's easier to add color than to remove them. And then just gives a little bit more depth with that second coat. Thank you, Carla. We have pumpkin orange. I won't have much on this side just because it's already a little bit dark. Mineral orange. Basically, it's mostly to put down the grain of the fiber of the paper. So as you add more color, it puts that grain down too. And what I'm gonna do, I like using the blender color for the hair to kind of like, and I actually use the same like motion, like I go from the dark to the light, and it's gonna get those white pixels or whatever to sit down. But I don't blend it so much that I don't have that that like the highlight disappears. I still want it to be there. And one thing you have to remember is when you use a lighter color, would it be like the blender or white or a really light whatever color, make sure that you kind of like scribble on the side of your paper till it doesn't have any color anymore, because the next time you're going to use it, you're gonna really know what was the last color. So you don't want red in your blue or whatever. So that's your hair done. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna do our little coat. So like I said, I decided I would use like blue. So the darkest color is indigo. After it's periwinkle, blue slate, and cloud blue. So like indigo, I don't know why, but since I was little, like I had like the 60 color Prismacolor, and that was my favorite color. I don't know how many my mom had to buy, because I kept like, it's the one that kept like going, like being smaller and stuff like that. And like I say, let's not forget that's part of her hood, and be like below or just on this side also. And the way I do it, like I should have mentioned it before, but the sun is kind of hitting her like behind her head, so it's going to be lighter on the top here of her rain hood. So our little jacket, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of the accents. I want it like they're going to be white. So like the cuff of her sleeve is going to be white, her pockets and this part where the buttons are, it's going to be white also. And I hate cutting like with the scissors, so I bought a scan and cut, and I get all the machine to cut everything for me. So I won't finish the card because I'm gonna cheat and the machine's gonna do it for me, but I don't want it, like I don't want you to wait for me to set it up and stuff. So right now, like it just looks like I'm going over the line, which is what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna give it a little bit more thickness. So on this side it's gonna be darker, like I said. At the bottom, like it's rounding down, so it's going to be a little bit darker. And under her chin, like her coat is like her, what is already is under all of it here. So it's going to be a little bit darker here too. So I'm going to go with the second color, Periwinkle. And going over the previous color and extending a bit also. And sometimes the color like blends really nicely, and sometimes you have to work at it a little bit more. Like those ones are really nice together. Oh, thanks, Kim. Like my favorite part of like any image is making like is coloring hair. Uh, that's just something I like to do. I don't know why. It's just like my absolute favorite part. Usually what I do, like especially when I like, because I started with Copic like way before I started, like I even touched pencils, beside when I was little obviously, but second color is blue slate, not second but third. But what I would do is I would color everything but the skin and the hair. So I would do like the skin second last, so they look like vampire the whole way till like I colored them. I just thought it was funny. And then like I know it's not that funny, but I thought it was. I'm not very mature. And after that I would do like, you know, the cherry on top, like the last thing is the best thing, so I would always color the hair last because that was my favorite part. I just think it's so much fun because you can put so much like texture and color, and like it's almost like it's alive. And maybe it's like wishful thinking. I wish I had like long, beautiful, thick hair. So now I can color them. And I'm gonna finish with cloud blue. Is it about the maturity, Kim? Oops, and I totally forgot to do her cap with the slate blue. So it's funny because like when you're doing live, like it might be live, but you're alone live. So, I mean, not alone, obviously. Always have like my cat that's in the way. But, so right now I'm just like filling it the rest of the color and going over the slate blue with my cloud blue. So, what am I doing right now? Going over everything again. So just to press those fibers down to remove the little like white speckle all over. And obviously the darker it is, the more those little like flecks of white shows. Gosh, isn't she the most adorable thing ever? Maturity, yeah. I'm having a blast too with the fairies, like Sabrina's fairies. They're the cutest thing ever. And like 5 in a stem set with a little boy. Like when I saw it, I was flipping, I was jumping in my seat. And now like I have so many projects that I use them, like the Scrappy Challenge. I hope like people can participate. I made a fake book. That's what I call it. There's a hole in the middle so you can put your stash of whatever, chocolate for me, but thanks Sabrina. So it's perfect like for Mother's Day and stuff like that, because you can put a gift and it's a nice card at the same time. So periwinkle. I have a hard time with my mouth today. So you can see the fibers are getting like squished down. Oh, Sabrina, I told you I don't know many times, but those fairies are magical, literally. I love them. I love the size also because you can make like smaller cards that are like faster to make, or if you use a bunch of them, then you can like create a really nice scene, and like so you can use it like so many different ways. Do you think I should do her boots like white, like the accent or coat, or blue? And just write what you prefer. So, blue slate. So that's the second lightest color. Pink with blue accent, like my mini cami boots. Okay, awesome. So Kim has the fairy folk back in stock. I was so happy when I heard that like they were back in stock. I know they sold out so quickly, and so is like the Here Comes the Sun. It's just so adorable. I'm not sure I'm gonna do pink though. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I have like that's the hard part with like Kim's stand set. They're all so beautiful and pretty. Hey, Melissa. She's my friend that I haven't seen since a long time. Like, I think it was the 10th of March. We went to Costco and everything. Now with the last color, like cloud blue, I'm blending. And at the same time, I'm going over like a little bit of where the spots of white are. So I'm putting the fiber down, of the fiber of the paper down everywhere. And you can see, yeah, I miss you too, Melissa. Oh my gosh. We used to do like game night a bunch of times a month. Okay, pink boots, really? I didn't get that color out. But it's right beside me. So what I'm gonna do, I'm using the blender right now because there's still some spot where you can see like the little white dot, and I'm not a big fan of that. So the blender, you need enough color down, otherwise the blender won't do a proper job. And compared to Copic, it is like a true blender. It does blend the color. What it is basically, it's like it's an empty, like a Prismacolor, it's wax base. So basically it's a core of wax with no color. So it just like moves the color around, or like, I'm not explaining it the best. Like Danielle Champagne is like, she's really good at that, at explaining all the theory and actually applying it too. So just moving the colors a bit here. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that soon, as soon as we can do that, because that was Melissa's birthday present. I think it was coloring classes. So you're all in agreement with the pink boots? Yeah, it smooths it out. Thank you, Sabrina. It's exactly what it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm still going to finish our rain jacket with white. So I use a cool gray. I like to use cool grays on clothes and stuff so they look really white, but with animals and things like that, I use warm gray. So I'm going to use 50%, 20, and 10. So just, and white, if you just leave it white, it just looks unfinished, so you have to put some color. You can't just leave it as is. So that was 50. Yellow boots. I don't like, they can be any color. I think you girls have to like talk between yourself and decide a color for me. Haha. I know you can't do that. I'm just mean right now. Right now I think I have like two pink at least and one yellow. So I'll finish the rest and I'll see by the time I'm at the boots which wins. So between yellow and pink. And usually when I use Kim, really? You had to put yellow just so it's like 2 and 2? Not fair. Yeah, and I usually don't put a second coat when I want to put white because I don't want it to turn gray. I just want a smidge of color, like basically shadow. And the last one is white, by the way. And I'm gonna put her little buttons blue. You're killing me. I think just like to be contrary, I'm gonna like give her purple boots or something. Okay, so that's her. Like for the water, I'm gonna do a mix of blues and grays. I'm just gonna turn it a bit so it's a little bit easier. I'm gonna like, my darkest one's gonna be a blue slate. I don't want it to be too dark. It is water, and the reason I put a bit of gray to it is because it's she's probably like on concrete or something like that. So it wouldn't be like pure blue like if you're on a lake or on the beach, like in the sea or something like that. So that's why I'm adding a little bit of, I'm gonna add some grays too and white. Plus water is really not blue, it's really transparent, but hey. So we're gonna use cloud blue also. Yellow with pink dots or the other way around. Okay. I should have made the water yellow and her boots pink with white polka dot, so we wouldn't know if it was like water or something else. Sorry again, the maturity coming out. So that's a gray 20%. I don't want it like a really dark gray. It has to be like really subtle here. Might have a little bit darker just behind her boot, because that's gonna make a little bit shadow. Like that. And we're gonna go with the 10% here. And I'm gonna add some more blue just because I kind of lost my blue here. Or I think it would be a little bit darker. and finish with the cloud blue. Well, the only thing is we can still see the pink through it, but we might take my indigo, just to soften that pink line. And I'm giving a really light touch here. I'm not pressing hard at all. So do you guys have plans for tomorrow for Mother's Day? Special dinner or like virtual meet, like not meeting but party or something like that? Like we don't have much planned, like we don't have kids, and I don't think that the cat's gonna throw a party, or if they are, I'm not sure I want to eat what they're gonna present. So, but we're gonna call like both our moms, and I think it's gonna be like really simple, and when everything's gonna be somewhat normal, then we'll do something big. Okay, so just your boots left. So what I'm gonna do, thank you, Margaret. Hope I'll get spot, but I guess I will not. Yeah, I think everybody's gonna put a pause on that. So what I'm gonna do is I do have like yellow for the sun set aside, so I'm gonna use that. So I'm starting with goldenrod, nice yellow here. And I like to put the soles like a different color. I'm not too sure why, it's just something I like to do. So I'm gonna put the, usually I put them like gray or white or black, but they might be pink. So after that, you're playing, oh, that's a nice one, like Carol. So that's, sorry, yellow ochre. Another rich yellow, just a little bit lighter than the goldenrod. And jasmine. Still very warm yellow. And this one is deco yellow. But this one is like colder a little bit. It's my lightest yellow also. And let's do that once again. So that's the goldenrod. And yellow ochre. Jasmine. Oh, thank you, Anna. You're so nice. I just don't seem to have like a whole lot of things to say. And deco yellow to finish it off. So what we're gonna do now, I have to actually go into my case for the proper color. So for the, sorry about that, I'm gonna use processed red for, it's just gonna be like the sole, so it's just very little. I should have my mom's birthday is also this month, so we do the present. Okay, cool. So it's double like party. And just a little bit of that was deco pink. And for all my pink people, what I'm gonna do is I have those fine liner from Stadler, and we're gonna put dots on our little boots. Because you wanted to make it hard on me. And I took the like neon pink. It might look a little bit orange just because it's on yellow. There we go. So she has like, whoops, no, I can't even find my camera. She has like little like dots on her boots. Oh, and let's give her like little like freckles on her nose too because it's so cute. Sorry. And on her little cheek. Like that. So she has little freckles. Not old age freckle, it's just freckle. And Kim, do I have time to do the sun? I started, and if you tell me I don't have the time, then I'll not take the time then. So for the sun, I'm gonna use the same yellow color as her boots, but I'm gonna take a little bit darker sienna brown, because like for shadow of yellow, brown is really nice. The same thing with orange, honestly. So gonna go around it, and once again, like that's kind of our scene. So there's the sun is going that way. Hey Mary Pat. Next video isn't until 3. Okay, well I have like more than enough time to color like that tiny little sun. Well, he's pretty big. I love his big eyes. Oh my gosh, I think like that whole set, they're so adorable. Anyway, like I said, I can't even talk. Like they're too cute for words. That's what's going on. So I don't want to lose his eyebrow, so I'm gonna make him dark. His mouth, I'm gonna put it the same color like the sienna brown I'm using. I could have put it red, but I like it when it's brown. Okay, Rona, you baked a cake for your son? That will have to be my treat because no one can leave the house. That's good, Rona. Which one of your son is it? Because Rona has 3 sons. Imagine that. I don't know how you do it to have them all like stay in the house and not freak out. You're really good. We used to meet like maybe once a month. Rona, what was it? Like when I lived in Halifax. After that, I'm gonna take a goldenrod. Yeah, Nita and her eyes are the cutest. Oh, hey, Carla, awesome. Like I say, it shouldn't be like that long to, like it's the same principle, so going over the previous color. So, and brown and yellow are not exactly the same, so just make sure that you really go over it, and it's gonna blend right fine. And it's gonna give like really, really nice blending. Just gonna put a little bit more like brown on this side. Imagine like the sun is casting his own shadow and his own highlight. Poof! blowing the money. So when I put the yellow over it, it tones it down a bit. And those yellow have like brown a bit in them also, so it works really nice. After that, I'm gonna go with the yellow ochre. Yeah, it was awesome. Like I moved from Nova Scotia, like that's all in Canada, from Nova Scotia to Quebec for work. And it was sad to see all the people, like all the friends I had, like especially I had so many crafty friends. It was crazy, eh, Rona? And then what happened, like I moved to Quebec, but Quebec is my home, like it's where I'm from, so I was close to family and everything like that. And now I moved to Ontario, which I have crafty friends, but they're like 6 and 7 hours away, which is like Kim and Melanie Holt and all that stuff. And so I'm a little bit far from home, a little bit far from friends, but there's always live stuff like what we're doing now, so that helps. And that's Jasmine. And even then, like with the COVID, it wouldn't really matter if I was like 2 seconds from somebody, I still couldn't see them. So hey, we have the best of both worlds with like our computers and everything. We're really lucky, so that's pretty good. Your sanity is saved by hiding in your craft room. Oh, that's awesome. Well, I've seen some of your cards like lately too going on. I think all of you guys are doing really good. This is sometime I'm going in round or sometime I'm not. I'm just changing it up right now because it's a little bit bigger space. Oh, really? Awesome, Rona. I know, Anna. Like, virtual family are the best. That's Deco Yellow, the lightest one. So the eyes, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna after my second coat, I'm gonna put gray around it. I don't want to put like black, like multi-liner, because everything is so earthy tone, and I don't want it to, like, they're big enough that they don't need to be googly like more. I mean, I could. I need like those little googly eyes that when you move, like they shake. That would be so funny. Oh yeah, Anna, you been to Kingston? Oh my gosh, I hope that the retreat's gonna happen in September. That would be so fun. I can't wait. Like, it was my first time last fall and had so much fun. It was awesome. And this time I was supposed to teach too, so I was getting really excited. I'm with the goldenrod right now. I'm not really paying attention to what I'm doing. So what were you doing in Kingston, Anna? To me, Kingston, it's funny because like I've been in the military for so long. Like, I'm retired now, but Kingston is a military base. That's where the military college is for the officers. That's where, like, I went there like 2 weeks. I was supposed to take an electronic course, but I already had it in the civvy, so I didn't go there very long. But so that's why, like, we're in Nova Scotia, and then after that in Quebec, and then now we're in Ontario for my husband's job because he's in the military too. You're nervous for teaching, Sabrina? The way you're doing your video, you shouldn't have to be nervous. It's actually easier in person. because then you have like really like not one-on-one, but like back and forth, and there's no delay. Oh, that's awesome, Rona. Plus you can always like watch and replay after, right? That's the good thing, right? For like about those video. I think he's turning caramel, my son. Montana open up in phase 1, but too many people are treating it like the virus is totally gone. Yeah, I'm afraid of that. The people sometimes they don't make a lot of sense, or they're so excited because it's been a while, so they're going crazy, and yeah, we'll see. For holiday first 2 week in Toronto, a family or a friend of mine, and later we have started travel a bit. Unfortunately, friend. Oh no. Oh, that sucks. That your friend like got sick. I hope you had fun. Like Canada is so big that it's hard to see like all of it. I went to Italy. It was a year ago actually. Yeah, it was awesome and so beautiful, and we went. It was in the end of June, beginning of no, the end of May, beginning of June, so it wasn't too hot, because I think your temperature gets like a whole lot warmer than ours does, so we're not used to it. So it was just comfortable. It was awesome. Gorgeous time there. Went to Rome, and we actually took a cruise after that, so went to a bunch of different places, but oh, so beautiful. Like I would return in a heartbeat. And deco, no, I know, and I had like I was with my husband and with 2 of his hands, so it's a little bit hard to kind of like, okay, you stay there and I'm gonna go see Anna. So kind of have to go like with the group, especially like I'm the one who was organizing most of the things. So that's the lightest color. What I'm gonna do is I'm taking my blender and I'm gonna like blend that brown a bit, because like I say, it looks like caramel. Like the sun as a suntan. Imagine that. Doesn't make sense. So just gonna try to blend it here. And also another great thing, like if you're not too happy with part of your like coloring or something like that, there's always ways to whoops, I totally forgot to finish here. Sorry, been talking too much. Yes, Sabrina, well, it depends, I guess, where in Canada, but it's, I think in general it's cooler than in Italy. We actually went to Greece too. Greece was gorgeous, and a year and a half ago we went to like France and Spain and Portugal. Like I've never been like much to anywhere, and in the same year I think we went to like 6 or 7 different countries. But with a cruise, like you get to see a whole lot more. Yeah, like I said, I'm just trying to, like, I'm not too sure if he looks like caramel or like he roll into like dog poop or something, but just trying to get it a little bit more blended, a better blend. There we go. I'm gonna do his eyes, and like I said, I'm gonna try to put it, I'm gonna take actually French grape. Paula would be so happy. I think she used her French grape everywhere. So just around his eyes, not too dark like I mentioned, but like they're kind of lost right now. Whoops. So little shadow because one eye is hiding the other one. And then it's 20, like that was 50% French grade, that's 20%. And his pupil though, I'm gonna take the multi-liner, the black multi-liner. And 10% French gray now. Oh, and a lot of time, like when the pupil are like little dots, I tend to make them bigger. Just something I do. And I'm gonna finish with white, and I'm gonna blend it that way, making sure. And I had orange, so good thing I checked before. And I blended with my white, so it's like that if it's too dark, but I'm adding white, so it's okay. Yeah, I know, the 90%, it's what we hear all the time. So that's the multi-liner. Like I say, I just make it bigger. It's okay to make it bigger, but try to make it bigger the same, like the same size. Well, I mean, if you want a funny look, that's okay too. Like it's not exactly the same size, but good enough. And after that, like I have to wait a little bit till it really dries. But after that, what I do is I just put like little dots with my white white pen. So basically you have like, that's your little scene. I wonder if I could... Oh gosh, I'm trying to zoom out and obviously it's not working. And it's gonna be the last time, I swear, that I make you sick. Probably. And you can see my whole mess here. Oh, that was bad. So bad. And it's crooked too. There we go. So basically, like to finish my card, what I would do is I would cut like a piece of blue, and we can either put, thank you Rona, thanks Dana, you can put either the blue with her cutout and the sun, whoops, or we can put like the water, not the watercolor, like the rainbow color again with her cutout and the sun. And I think, thanks Snare Pat, thanks everybody, Carol, Sabrina, Rona. If I use the rainbow one, I would use actually the party dots because I think they would look great. Otherwise I would use the rainy dot with the blue, like that. Like I have like the turquoise and blues and the pretty white sparkly one. And like those two cards, what I like to do is I like to put just a sentiment like that at the bottom. Make sure that you use like a stamping platform or whatever they're called, so it's straight. But that works great and it's super simple to do. So you have like your background, your little figurine, your dots, and your stencil, and it makes a really pretty card and it's super simple. And don't forget stickles. You have to put stickles everywhere. So I hope you liked it. Basically that's what we did. So like we colored those two adorable little guys, well actually little girl and little guy. And yeah, thank you for listening. Bye.